Hello everyone, this is ML Naruto. Welcome to my channel. So today in this video, I'll be talking about earlier I have said in the programming languages and in most of the programming languages and most of the compilers, they are equipped with these particular data types. I've said about this thing, but then many people were started asking, what do you mean by this compiler? So now in this video, I'll be explaining what is meant by a compiler. So I'll explain you in layman terms so that you can understand it better. Imagine you have a friend who lives in maybe Europe, who lives in Europe. He has born and brought up in this Europe, okay? And you are here, maybe living in India. Now he's the closest of you. He's the close friend of you, and so what happens is you can only speak English and he can only speak Spanish. Now, what happened is you have seen a movie. You have seen a movie, for example, maybe the new movie that is Jailer. You have seen, you have seen it, and you are so excited about this movie that you really wanted to share this story with your friend. Okay, who was actually living in who is actually living in Europe. So you want to share this particular movie related story with your friend, but he doesn't even understand English. He can only understand Spanish. So now it is almost impossible to learn Spanish within a single day for you. So obviously what you can do is you can use some kind of translator here. So this is a translator. What does this translator do usually? This translator takes the input, that is, it will usually takes the story that is provided in English. Okay, it takes the English. And then what happens is it tries to translate the entire story that is present in English to Spanish that your friend can easily understand. So a translator is acting as a kind of mediator which is used to modify the content here. See, the content is the same, but the way in which it needs to be delivered, it is actually getting changed. Here you have provided it in English, American English, but in the end result, what has happened is it has just been translated into Spanish language. So this is the scenario here. And now why am I actually explaining this entire story to you? But here the topic is about compiler, right? Similarly, our compiler 2 acts as a translator here. Our compiler acts as a translator. It can just takes the American English, okay? It just takes the American English, that is the plain English that you are actually typing here. For example, if you just ask programming language like print hello world, it doesn't even understand what is meant by this hello world. Why? Because this is completely written in English. Print in the sense it's an English word. Hello world, it's almost, I mean, everything is an English word, right? So the system won't understand this language. So it needs some kind of compiler here. So with this compiler, it can automatically translates the data that you have provided. That is, this would be translated into zeros and ones. Okay, into zeros and ones, this would get automatically translated here. Then the result would be provided into machine language, that is zeros and ones, so that the computer can easily understand what you are actually asking the computer to do. For example, you are asking I mean, just print out this hello world. You have just given a task to print out, but it after getting converted into zeros and ones, then only the computer can know that you are actually asking computer to print out some particular string. Then it automatically gives you the result by saying hello world. Okay, so here the compiler acts as a translator in the same way as we have seen in the earlier story. Okay, so that's all for this. If you just like the content, then just share it with your friends. Jai Hind.